Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia, here in Bangkok. Happy Sunday morning or Saturday evening, wherever you are. Um, Welcome to Sunday morning coffee. I got my 2 cups of coffee here and my bottle of water. I'm ready to go. Battling with a little bit of allergies today, so if my voice sounds kind of wanky, that's the reason why. So we'll hang out a little bit until more people show up, and then we'll get started. I got a topic. I did a video this past week about 15 reasons why expats fail when they come to Bangkok or anywhere in Southeast Asia for that matter, or anywhere, I guess. So we'll kind of talk about that. I wanted to focus on one of those reasons in particular, do a little deep dive on that. But we'll get into that in just a little bit. Let's wait until we get some more people on board. Let me know where you're watching. Make sure that the audio and the video is good. Looks good on my end. Sounds good on my end. So I think we're probably good. Chad Hart says, "Thanks for the gifted membership. Thanks for being a member. Appreciate that." I think that was probably Kiki and Jasmine. He usually gifts 5 or 10 memberships every week. So you probably got that from him. John from Washington, D.C. Thanks for coming on board. It's 9 p.m. your time, Saturday night. So everything's good there. What else is going on, guys? We wait for more people to show up and we'll get things started here. So my video I did this week, the 15 reasons why expats fail, I got some weird feedback. I thought that was interesting. Sharing your radio career with us was extremely interesting. You're a natural fit for YouTube. Except I have a face for radio, John. That's the only problem. Not for video, not for TV or YouTube necessarily. Oh, it's 10 p.m. there. Okay, so I was thinking. Oh, I'm all messed up. I was thinking with the time change, you're just 12 hours behind us, but you're only 11. Huh? Oh, interesting. Okay. Let me see. 3 years ago, this is from Big Al in the Philippines. 3 years ago today, I arrived in the Philippines. Best decision made in my life. Happily married in Kalinga, Luzon. Nice. Congratulations. Yeah, you know what? I did a video back a while ago about moving to Southeast Asia, and I basically said that was the best decision I'd ever made. And coming here to Bangkok at that point was the best decision too. So speaking of the devil, Kiki and Jasmine are on. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming on this morning. Let me see. Are you still in Ireland or are you back? I can never keep track of your agenda, where you're going, coming and going. But so this video I did, the 15 reasons expats fail, I got some weird feedback, and not necessarily for the content of the video, but for the terminology. Some guy gave me a hard time saying that I have the wrong definition of expat. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Pun intended, is heading to Denver now. Okay. How's the weather there? I talked to my cousin the other day in Nebraska, and he said it was 5 below with snow. And I said, hey, it's 75 and sunny here. No, I don't miss Nebraska during those times of the year when it gets so cold. Cam the Cook, I'm on Atlantic Standard Time in Eastern Canada. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. So it is 9 p.m. on the East Coast, Eastern time. So you're way the heck. What is that? Nova Scotia? I don't know. I'm not familiar with my Canadian provinces. What is up there north? Newfoundland? Are you in Newfoundland? I heard Thailand and Cambodia having border disputes again. Yeah, that those battles are taking place. It doesn't affect anybody here in Bangkok. Those skirmishes are right on the border, so if you're visiting the border, probably shouldn't. Cambodian border, probably should stay away from that. Yeah, it could get kind of hectic down there or over there. Okay. Last live stream before Christmas in the Philippines now. Oh, okay. Going home to Ireland next Sunday. Oh, that's we're going to miss each other because I'm going to be in the Philippines on the 24th. So I'll be there for Christmas and then come back here in time for New Year's Eve on the 30th. So I'm just staying a week. Going to meet up with some old friends there in BGC. I got about 4 friends that 3 of them still live there. One lives in Negros, and we'll all get together over Christmas. So that'll be nice. See those guys. But I'm only staying a week. I don't want to stay too long there. I'll miss Bangkok. It's 33 degrees. It's not too cold. That's not bad. 33. Still too cold for me, though. Anything below like 55, it's too cold for me. Ashley Bird says hi. Hi, Ashley. Thanks for coming on board this morning. Prince Edward Island. Okay. All right, cool. I've heard of it. I couldn't find it on a map, but I've heard of it. So that border dispute looks serious. Yeah, they've been kind of going at it off and on for over a year now. So I don't know what's going to happen with all that. Am I going for a visa run or don't need to? I don't need to. I'm on an education visa. So this next week, so on the 18th, which is when is that? Next Thursday? Yeah, next Thursday. I go into the administration office of my school, my Thai language school, and they'll have all the paperwork for me. And then I'll get a printout of my attendance. And then on the next Monday, which I think is the 22nd, I will go into immigration with all my paperwork and my attendance and get my extension, my 3-month extension for my visa. And then at that time, I'll pay the 1,900 baht for the extension. And at that time, I'll get a reentry. I'll pay for a reentry too, which is another 1,000 baht. That way, when I go to the Philippines for that week, when I come back, I won't lose my education visa. It'll still be good, and I won't get it canceled. So that's the plan. So I don't need to do border runs. I just every 3 months I just go back to immigration and extend my visa. So it's pretty easy, pretty simple. And then once my education's all done, this time next year probably, or maybe the end of next year, then I will get a retirement visa and just have that retirement visa full time. That's my plan, at least. So this guy, let me get back to my story about my video I did. This guy was giving me a hard time basically in the comments about the term expat. And let me see if I can find his comment. I might not be able to. I probably should have brought it up before I got on live. But you know, I mean, he made an interesting point, but I just don't think he understood the context. So let's see if I can find his comment. Hang on, guys. Be patient with me. I had a lot of comments on this video. I try to answer all the comments unless they're just total troll. Then I usually ignore them. Or if they get out of hand, then I block them. I don't have any problem blocking. It's so funny because these trolls think they have their say on everything, but they don't understand that as a YouTuber, as the guy who owns the channel, I've always got the last say. I can always block your ass, and you'll never be able to comment again. What I do is I hide their comments, and they can type in all the comments they want, but it won't show up publicly. So they think they're trolling you, but nobody sees it. Let's see, where's this guy? Huh. Well, I can't seem to find it. So I think basically he said he had a different definition of what an expat is. And so I looked it up. I looked up the definition, and literally the definition of expat is someone who leaves their home country and is living either short term or long term in another country. That's basically what an expat is. Expatriate has nothing to do with citizenship or anything like that. But anyway, but he kept going on and on, droning on and on and on about it. So it's like, whatever, dude. I said I respectfully disagree. I said I appreciate your comment, but I disagree with with your definition. So, but anyway, so I just kind of left it at that. And he made another comment, but I didn't respond. Let me see, where are we at here on chat? Here we go. Okay, John says there's very little to nothing for tourists or expats along the Thai-Cambodian border. There's a lot of overreactions, unnecessary hype, and knee-jerk reactions from Westerners. Yeah, I did a video that first time they had that skirmish, and basically in the video I said it's just along the border towns there, and it doesn't affect the tourist areas. And so these YouTubers that keep going on and on and on and posting new videos about it, they're kind of almost fear mongering, and it kind of gives Thailand a bad image that, oh, the entire country's under siege, under attack, and it's not like that at all. So, but anyway, but you're right, John. That's there's nothing much along those borders. Now you can't do border runs anymore. On drive across the border, get a new stamp, and come back. You can't. Those border crossings are all closed down. Let's see. Jasper Frenchy says 55-year-old thinking about retiring in Phuket in the next year. What's your opinion of the area? Believe it or not, pickleball is a major consideration for where I retire, and it seems good. I've never been to Phuket. I want to go. I'll probably go sometime this next year. I have a friend from my hometown. His brother owns a bar in Phuket, but I'm not sure what area. So I'll have to find that out. I want to go see him. But yeah, I've never been to Phuket. I've heard it's pretty crazy as far as overrun with tourists. But I'll go check it out just for the heck of it. So I can't tell you anything about Phuket or the pickleball community there. I know pickleball is big here in Bangkok, and I think down in Hua Hin also they have a pretty good pickleball community. So I got a friend that he plays 4 times a week usually. So he's big into pickleball. He's got his own gear and everything. So Big Al says, sounds to me the Philippines has the most easiest and relaxed visa policies compared to most other Asian countries. Yeah, if you're a tourist, I mean, you can stay for up to 3 years without having to leave. Now, they will start questioning when you go in every 30 or 60 days to renew your visa. They'll start questioning, if you've been there over a year and you haven't changed your visa to anything permanent, like a retirement or something, they'll start asking, why are you still here on a tourist visa? So they can be a little demanding. And those things are changing a little bit now as of recent. So you should be aware of that, I guess. There is no pathway to become an immigrant or citizen of Thailand, right? Therefore, you are an expat or someone living abroad in another country. Don't give the trolls any attention. Hide and block the trolls. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. Um, I heard the other day the Philippines lowered the age for SRRV to 40 years old. Okay. I think it is. Yeah. I think if you have an income, I think you have to have some sort of an income. I'm not sure. I stopped paying attention to the Philippines when I moved here. Um, but the prices went up. I know that the cost of the money to put into the bank account and the cost of the visa have gone up. So that's something to take into account, I guess. Phuket is getting much more expensive to retire there. The inflation is more evident there. Okay. I've noticed inflation has hit here a little bit. So, like I used to, like a year ago, I could get, I'll just use beer as a common denominator. I can get a pint of beer for 95 or 100 baht during happy hour at most of the bars. Now it's gone up to about 110 to 120 baht, depending on where you're at. So though that price has gone up about 8%, something like that. So, and I think everything has gone up a little bit in relation to that, food prices, other things, but you can still find really good deals. I mean, the street food is still really cheap and good. You can go to these markets and buy clothes cheap. So you can still find really good prices. I put in, I've got my bank account now. So I transferred 65,000 baht into it the 1st of December, first week in December, and paid my rent and paid my phone and all that stuff with it. But I still have like 35,000 baht in there, and that's taking cash out on ATMs a couple of times so I can have cash on hand so I can pay things with cash. So it's like I'm looking through that, and we're halfway through the month now, and my trip to the Philippines is paid through a credit card, so I'll just my hotel and flight, all that's paid through a credit card. I'll get cash out when I get over there. So I'll have money left over. So, the 65,000 baht is like, what's the current exchange rate now? That's about $2,057. So I've barely used half of that. So I'm thinking I'll probably only spend about $1,500 total in the year. And that's not including the flight and the hotel, but that's including, eating over there in the Philippines and, probably eating out every day. So it's going, so I'm saying, I mean, it seems to me like I'm still saving money, and it's kind of a good thing, actually. I like that. Big Al says, may I ask what your rent is a month in the US? Okay, so I pay 25,000 baht. So with the current exchange rate, that comes to $791 a month. So when I paid my rent the beginning of this month, it was actually about $770. So the exchange rate the baht is getting stronger against the dollar. Hopefully, by the time I transfer more money into my bank next month, hopefully that exchange rate will be a little better for me. It doesn't affect me now because I've already got all my money over here. But come the 1st of January, it will affect me. So, but yeah, 791 right now. So it was 770 when I paid my rent last month. John says, good for you for spending Christmas in the Philippines. That sounds like an excellent plan to go to a Christian country for more of a traditional Christmas rather than a commercial one in Thailand. Yeah, yes and no. The Philippines really does a good job with Christmas. They decorate, they play all the music, but it's very commercial unless you actually go to the church. Then you get the full Christian feel, but it's really commercial over in the Philippines, just like here. You got the Christmas trees, you got the Santa Clauses, you got the Christmas music. The neat thing I liked about Vietnam, I was in Vietnam last Christmas on Da Nang, and they play the traditional Christmas hymns over, when you're in a coffee shop or a restaurant or the mall. So you're not hearing so much Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. You're hearing Oh Holy Night and Silent Night, Holy Night, and It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, and all the stuff that I grew up loving as a child, So I thought that was kind of neat. And it was cold, 60 degrees, kind of, breezy, very breezy, a little windy. So it felt kind of like a November day in the Midwest to me. So it gave me that feel that it was kind of Christmas. So I thought it was kind of neat. So, but they decorated really good in the Philippines. BGC is going to be all out. RIP to the victims of the Brown University shooting yesterday. Oh, wow. I hadn't heard that. Yeah, without a pension, I would have to deposit 30,000. Wow. Yeah. So it went up by 10,000. What do you think about the Notre Dame debacle? I was dumbfounded. I think they're being little babies, if you ask me. I think it's going to ruin the bowl game situation in the future. There was about a half a dozen universities that backed out of going to a bowl game this year. Most of them because their coach left, for another job. Like Iowa State, I think they're not going to a bowl. A couple of others because their coaches took another job, so they really don't have a staff to coach the team. And then you got a lot of these players that are opting out of playing in the bowl game because they're, maybe they're going to the NFL draft or they're going into the transfer portal, so they don't need to play in that game necessarily. So everything is really kind of messed up the bowl situation. I used to love bowl games. I'd be so excited for the bowl season. It didn't matter who played. I didn't care. I just wanted more football. When the season was over, I wanted more football, and watching the bowl games felt more like Christmas season. So it was kind of a whole part of the thing. So, hi, everyone. Finally made it. Hey, Johnny, thanks for coming on this morning. Hope things are good for you guys. Man, my nose is all plugged up. I'm sorry, guys, if I sound all nasally. The air quality hasn't been the greatest here. So I always try to keep it real. And I'm not one of those YouTubers that will talk about this place they live on being the perfect place to live. Bangkok's perfect for me, but there are imperfections for Bangkok and Thailand and everywhere else in the world. But if you can adjust and you can adapt and live with those imperfections, then you're going to have a pretty good life no matter where you're at, right? But to me, I just love Bangkok. I love everything about it. I love the energy. I love how the neighborhoods all are different. The food, obviously, the friendly people, everything about it I like. Yes, there are some bad things about it. Like, some of the sidewalks aren't the best shape, when you're walking around. The pollution, the air quality can be bad at times. There was one day this week that was really, really bad. I mean, I look out my window and I couldn't see the buildings off in the distance because it was so smoggy. But the next day it was clear. So it just kind of depends. But I think with the pollution, I think the burning season has started early this year. Somebody told me that. And so they burn all the rice crops up north in northern Thailand and also in Cambodia and Laos. And so some of that bad air comes down south and hits Bangkok. And so the quality can get kind of bad, but I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If it's a bad air day, it's a bad air day. And, if it gets too bad, I'll just stay indoors. I bought my purifier. So I got an air purifier now and I run that constantly. So, that helps, but you just have to, if you've got really bad respiratory issues, Bangkok this time of year is probably not a good idea, to visit. Um, I don't have respiratory issues. The worst part about the air quality for me is when I'm outside is my eyes will burn. I can feel that. Once in a while, I'll get a little winded going up the steps to the BTS, and that's usually because of the air. But it's not really bad, so I don't really worry too much about it. At least I don't. There are people that it would be worse for them, so they have to be careful. Take care of yourself, guys. Take care of your health. That's the important part. They're going to have to join a conference depending on that committee is nuts. Yeah, exactly. And I think they pretty much screwed themselves out of the ACC because I think there were some behind the doors things going on. Notre Dame kind of plays an ACC schedule, but not officially a member of the ACC conference. But when Duke beat Virginia in the ACC championship game, Duke is 8-5. They didn't get in the tournament, so I think there were some behind the scenes things going on where the entire ranking, the CFP ranking, had Notre Dame ahead of Miami the entire time until the final ranking came out, and then Miami automatically jumped over Notre Dame and got in the playoffs. I think that was a little stuff going on with the ACC and the committee to get them in. And to be frank, pissed off Notre Dame, and I don't blame them. If they're gonna, I get it that Miami beat Notre Dame in the first game of the year. I get that. But if they're going to bump Miami ahead of Notre Dame at the very end, put them up ahead of Notre Dame the entire time. Don't just wait till the last time. Don't give anybody false hope. So I think there was some backdoor stuff going on with the committee and the ACC, but who knows? Who knows what's going on? So I don't think if Notre Dame joins a conference, I don't think it's going to be the ACC. I'm thinking Big Ten probably if they do, but they're kind of arrogant in that way. They think they don't need a conference. So, and don't get me wrong, I love Notre Dame. They're my second favorite team behind Nebraska, but yeah, I think they're kind of screwing the pooch there. Speaking of Nebraska, their basketball team beat Illinois, and on a last-second three-pointer at the buzzer. That was a great game. Nebraska men's basketball is undefeated. They're 11-0 now. They were ranked 23rd. They'll jump up because Illinois was ranked in the top 15. So they'll jump up. They beat them at Illinois too. So that was a tough game. And then the women's volleyball, Nebraska women's volleyball, undefeated, 34-0, I think, or 33-0. They've only lost one set, I think, the entire season, something like that. They're so dominant. I watched their game against Kansas the other night, and they look so good. Oh, my God. Those girls can really play. Let's see. I recently saw a professional report on the Philippines tourist situation. They are still struggling after COVID. The numbers are really poor, especially for an English-speaking country. Yeah, I'm not sure what's their inflation is. I mean, for the bang you get with the buck, you don't get much bang with that buck over there in the Philippines. Their inflation has got kind of out of hand, and you don't get a lot of return on investment. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on with the Philippines. Hey, Johnny, thanks for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate that. A recent tourism report said that the Philippines is the second most expensive Southeast Asian country to visit as a tourist after Singapore. In the Philippines, you pay more and get less. Yeah, I was just saying that you probably put that comment in. I hadn't even read it yet. Let that sink in. Yeah, that's exactly right. And even if you live there, not just being a tourist, but if you live there, you're paying pretty high prices for rentals, like condo rentals. And the quality isn't nearly as nice. I mean, my condo here, the quality, the build quality is so good. I love these blinds. It's a real Western setup. My condo is. It just feels like you can take this condo and put it anywhere in America, in the U.S., and you wouldn't notice the difference. And like I've got great artwork, photographs and drawings on the walls in my bedroom and here. Really nice furnishings. And you don't get that in the Philippines unless you're paying really high prices. So I had a nice condo. I had 2 nice condos in BGC when I lived there. And I was paying, the first one I was paying I think 40,000 pesos a month, which at the time was about $800. And then the last one I was paying 35, I think. And so that was about $750 or $700 a month. But the furnishings weren't as good as they are here. I had like a wooden bench for a couch in my last condo, and it had a mat, a cushion that you sat on. No pillows, no cushions around the back. So I had to buy pillows, so I had something to lean back on. So it was just the quality of the furnishings and the quality of the build is just not up to snuff as far as other Southeast Asian countries. So you're absolutely right, John, in that respect. But I still love the Philippines. So what surprised me about the Philippines is the cost of meds, big pharma, of course. Yeah. I didn't really spend a lot of money on medicine. I try not to take any medicine. I have my allergy pills, and I have multivitamins that I take. And then if I have a headache, I'll take some Advil or ibuprofen. That's it. If I get really sick, I need an antibiotic. But other than that, I don't really bother with medicine. That's why I have that youthful look still. Let's see what else going on, guys. We can talk about anything you want. The forum is open. The chat is open. Feel free. Ask questions. Make comments. Troll me, bro. Whatever you want to do. It's kind of an open Sunday morning. Weather's nice. I'm going to meet a subscriber. He just got into town Saturday, and I'm meeting him later this afternoon, about 4:00 at Burbet Craft Beer, which is over there. There's 2 locations, one in Proconnong or Ekamai, one of the 2. But I'm going to meet him down on Sukhumvit 22. So I like it because it's a neat location. So you can sit outside, and the weather's been really nice, so it's really cool. So I can sit outside and watch, people watch. And I tell you what, I was out yesterday with a friend, and there's so many people out now. I mean, we are definitely in high season. There's a ton of people walking around down on Sukhumvit. In fact, I was walking from my condo to Sukhumvit, and I probably passed like 30 people every block walking back this way, probably staying at Airbnbs along the way here. So, yeah, it really picked up. The tourism has really picked up, and you see a lot of Western type folk, the Farang, the light skin people. You see a lot of them, a lot of families, a lot of, husband, wives, and kids walking around, which is kind of cool, but yeah, it's definitely picking up, guys. So we're in the low season. We're in the high season. The weather's nice. It's very comfortable. It's not real hot. So yeah, this is a good time to come out, although you're going to deal with a lot of crowds. I'm a wealthy investment banker, and I will pay handsomely to be used as your personal toilet. What? What does that even mean? I'm a veteran, so the Philippines is probably my best choice. Yeah, if you're doing a retirement SRRV as a veteran, you only have to deposit like $1,500 or something like that. So it's very low amount. So yeah, that's probably is the best option. I had breakfast with a neighbor last week, and he claims his meds cost $300 per month. I only take meds for allergies. Yeah, me too. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Like right now, they're not working too well. So I'm all plugged up right here. So if you hear me sniffing, I'm sorry. I might have to take a break and go blow my nose. Would you say 3,500 US a month would allow you to live the equivalent of an upper middle class life in the USA? In Bangkok, I mean. Probably. I think if I were to just pick because I haven't lived in the US for over 4 years now. So I've been back. I was back there for about a month 2 years ago. But I haven't lived there, so I really couldn't tell you what the cost of living is like there, only from what people tell me. And I would say probably I can live here in Bangkok for between 1/3 and 1/2 of what it would cost me to live in the U.S. So if I'm living here for $2,000 a month, say, and so if that's half, so let's say $4,000 a month. I don't know what kind of lifestyle that gives you. I would say probably middle class, probably not upper middle class. You'd probably have to make $6,000 a month to make upper middle class, I would think. But again, like I said, I haven't lived there for over 4 years, so I don't really know what the cost of living's like there anymore. I was looking at just out of curiosity. I just went online and was looking at rentals, how much rental properties were, and you couldn't find anything decent for under like $1,300 a month. And we're talking Midwest. We're talking Tulsa, Lincoln, Nebraska, places like that. So if that's any indication, that's about double what I'm paying now. So what are your thoughts about visiting Thailand in the should season in March? In the should season, you mean the burning season or the hot season? It's going to be hot. March is when the heat starts. Between March and May is going to be the hottest time. And then once you get into May, you start getting into the rainy season again. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, if you can handle the heat, then you'll be fine. You just have to, kind of keep in mind the hot time of the day. Maybe you want to be indoors somewhere, either in your condo or at a mall or somewhere where you're out of the heat. The key when you're walking in Bangkok during the hot time of the day, try to find as much shade as possible. So you're like dodging around and hitting as much shade. That'll help because if you're walking in the sun the entire time, you're going to sweat really, really bad. So yeah, if you can handle heat, you'll be okay. Just during the hours, maybe from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 11 to 5 or something like that during the day, stay out of the heat as much as you can. But the mornings and evenings are pretty nice still. A 3-bedroom house with a yard here in Subic rents for about $1,000 a month, but you can also rent it as a 40-year leasehold for about $400 a month. In the mountains, quiet, secure, close to the mall, inflation hedge. Cool. I meant to say shoulder season. I'm not sure what shoulder season is. March or October, not in the north during the burning season. I don't know, John, I'm not sure what shoulder season is. Do most taxi drivers speak English? No, not really. But they don't in the Philippines either. So you would think, in the Philippines, English is one of the languages, so I should be able to get around really easy. No, taxi drivers in the Philippines rarely speak English. Same with here. So take a Grab. That would be my suggestion, because then they've got the map. Then you don't have to worry about where to tell the guy where to go. turn here, turn there, stop here, stop there. Um, or learn some Thai. That would be the other option. But yeah, they don't really speak much English. The Philippines lost the Chinese tourism from the South China Sea drama, also losing the Korean tourism for a mediocre economy now. I heard the Philippines is going to offer incentives to attract tourism from India. Yeah, I mean, Thailand did that, and I think they're kind of regretting that. So we'll see. It's 4 below in Minnesota. A little heat sounds good. How would it compare to Florida in the summer? I've only been to Florida once. I went to, and this was in July, and I went to Orlando for a weekend of golf. And it was warm. I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't horribly hot. Bangkok, I've heard, is one of the hottest cities in the world. So take that for what it's worth. Very hot, very humid. Um, but yeah, 4 below. Like I said earlier, it might have been before you got on. My cousin in Nebraska, we talked the other day, and he said it was 5 below there and snowing. I said, nah, 75 and sunny here. You need an income of at least 5,000 per month in Dublin now. Rents are out of control. Rents are 3,000 minimum per month now in Dublin. These apartments aren't exactly lavish either. Wow. So 5,000 pounds or euros, right? 5,000 euros. How much is that in US? Is that almost equivalent? I'm not sure what the conversion is on that. And I'm too lazy to look it up. What is the tall wooden figure behind you? I don't know. It's like a person. It's just a piece of artwork that's here in the apartment. But it looks kind of cool, I think. So I left it out there. It was on the desk here, but when I put up my studio, I didn't have room for it, so I moved it back over here. To be conservative, I plan on my cost doubling every 10 to 20 years. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that would probably be a conservative estimate. $5,800. Yeah. If you had $5,800 here a month, you could live like a king. Guys, hang on a second. I got to go blow my nose. So give me just a short second here and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I apologize. But when you got to blow your nose, you got to blow your nose. So here's one for you. How can you tell your Thai without saying you're Thai? I see them. They walk around with this all the time, or the little tubs of the Vicks Vapor Rub, and they'll just sit there with it on their nose on the trains. They're just sniffing all day. All right, let's get caught up here. The hottest city I was ever in was Seville in August, a very uncomfortable 47 Celsius. Seville, where's that? I should know that, but I don't. Is that in Europe? Seville. Sounds French or Italian. But I don't know. Okay, what else going on, guys? Give me an update on what's going on. Well, we talk a lot about the weather, aren't we? High season, southern Spain. Okay, that would have been my third guess. I knew it was right around that area somewhere. Um, yeah, high season is in full force here in Bangkok and probably other places in Thailand too. Um, I've noticed just over the last month that the plane flights are picking up. More and more people on the streets. Yesterday was crazy busy. A lot of people walking around, and you can tell they're tourists. Um, Navy beat Army. All right, cool. Um, Army Navy game. What a great tradition. I'm glad they moved that back to the end of the year. Was that in Philadelphia? Did they put that back in Philadelphia now? That was always the neutral location in Philadelphia. Let's see. I lived and worked in Kuwait. It was so hot there. Many business didn't open until 4 p.m. and was an almost nocturnal culture. Wow. Yeah, that's I can imagine. It's crazy weather there. 3,000 equals 3,500. Okay. All right. Good to know. I got a friend. He's going to Portugal next month or later this month, maybe. Can't remember. And then I got another buddy that he's left for Kenya this morning. He's going to be gone for a couple months, then he'll be back here. So everybody's traveling. My travel is only going to span about 3.5 hour trip to the Philippines for a week. So that'll be fun. I haven't been back there for a year, so it'll be fun to go see my friends again. But I will miss Bangkok. I will definitely miss it. Every time I leave, I miss it. So, and I'll miss my condo. I love my condo. So I will definitely be happy to get back. Have you been to the Ari neighborhood in Bangkok? It looks a little more laid back in the big city. I have not been. I've been to that area, but I have not taken a deep dive or walk through Ari. I've heard it's like the next up and coming neighborhood for digital nomads. So I'll probably do, and I think I said this a month ago, and I haven't done it yet. So I need to. I'll probably go and do a video and just walk around there, check that neighborhood out. I've heard good things about it. In fact, before I rented this place, I was looking at an apartment down in that area, and it looked really, really nice, and it was really inexpensive. I think it was, I want to say it was like 55 or 60 square meters, and they were only asking like 22,000 a month for it. I can't remember now exactly the numbers, but and it was really nice, decorated really nice. It was in like a apartment, like a low rise condo, like an apartment complex. Like I think it only had like 4 stories, so there weren't very many units, but it looked pretty nice. But it was a little bit of a trip to the BTS. That was the only drawback. It was about a 15 or 18-minute walk to the BTS, if I remember right. So that was kind of a one of those things like, I really don't want to walk that far to get to a BTS. But the apartment looked really nice, really, really nice. 47 Celsius, 117 Fahrenheit. Oh my God. That's crazy. Shoulder season is the period of time between a destination's peak travel season, often referred to as prime travel time or high season, and is off season or low season. Oh, okay. I've never heard that term before. That's interesting. Shoulder season. So shoulder season, you're saying between May or March and October? Is that what you're saying? I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it gets hot and then the rain comes. But really, the rainy season here, at least this last year, wasn't that bad. I mean, it would rain like 2 hours in the afternoon, and then there'd be nothing. So, if you're out and about, it starts raining, just duck into a mall or bar or restaurant or somewhere and wait it out. That's what I did. Imagine shoulder season as the time right before and after the summer vacation rush or the weeks leading up to peak ski season. Tie shoulder season, March and October. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know about the crowds, but I don't think there's any issues with March might be a little smoky, but and hot, and October will be rainy, but like I said, not bad. It just rains a couple hours a day, and then you're fine. Clark is the new up and coming place in the Philippines. Lots of property getting built there. Too close to that dump Angeles. Yeah, you're right. Um, I guess their airport's nice, but I've never been there to Clark. But I've been reading about how they're making it the new BGC. They have all these plans, but you never know. I always look at Philippines like if there's plans to do something, I'm not going to believe it until it's actually done, because generally corruption takes over and that money disappears. That's supposed to fund these projects. I mean, how many tall skyscrapers were planned for Manila and Metro Manila that never happened because the money disappeared. The flood walls for the river there up in northern Luzon, all that money disappeared. So it's like such a corrupt government there. It's sad. It's really sad because the people are still so poverty stricken and the government just takes all the money. So what are you going to do? Do you go to O'Shea's weekly? When do you like to go? I was there last night, actually. Met a friend there. Um, Maybe not weekly. Maybe I'll go there every other week or so for a night or maybe even a breakfast or something. Um, so they own a couple other bars. The same owner. They own PJ O'Brien's up in Ekamai. Um, and we go there on Sundays after we go to the driving range and hit the golf balls around for a couple hours, and then we'll go to lunch at PJ O'Brien's. It's basically the same menu, so it's kind of interchangeable, I guess. Have you experienced any pushback from your American credit card companies with regards to you living in Thailand? Do you tell them you are just a long-term visitor? No, I've never had any issues with my cards, my bank. I tell them when I moved over here, I said, "Hey, I'm going to be overseas working, so make sure that you guys understand that my cards are good." Once in a while, I'll get a rejected notification if I'm trying to pay for something online, but then I usually get an email from the credit card company or a text saying, "Did you attempt to make this purchase? If yes, reply with a Y. If no, reply with an N," and always reply with a Y. And then they said, "Thank you. Um, your purchase should go through. If it didn't go through, try again and it'll go through." So I've never really had any issues with my credit cards, and I've been here for over 4 years now, so or almost 4 years, I guess. So yeah, I just told them all, my bank and everything, that what I was planning on doing. I was planning on being over here overseas for an extended period of time. My favorite pub in Bangkok is the Old English near the Tonglo BTS. Yeah, that's a nice pub too. Um, and they've got good happy. I like their happy hour prices on their beer because they start really low. Like I think it's like 65 baht for a pint, and then after a certain time it goes up incrementally throughout the day. So if you get there early, if you're a big time day drinker, you can get a lot of pints for cheap there. Do you use a USA residential address for credit card companies? Yes, my credit cards and my bank are all a U.S. address, but they know I'm over here overseas, so there's no issues. Is O'Shea's Irish owned? Lots of Irish bars in Europe are not Irish owned. I don't know. I'm not sure who owns it. I'm not sure if they're Irish or not. I can't tell you that. Sorry. I should probably investigate. That's one of the pubs I like. I like Scruffy Murphy's too on Sukhumvit 23. It's basically right across from Soy Cowboy, but they've got really good food there, and they have live Irish music there too. And then down on Zoe 4, Sukhumvit 4, um, past Nana Plaza, they've got a bar called the Blarney Stone, and they do live music there too. So it's pretty cool. Live Irish music. Do you use a USA residential address for? Yeah. Okay. I think I already. Is that U.S. address you use a family member or just a P.O. box? It's a family member. It's my cousin's address. So all my mail goes to him. And then if it's important, he'll shoot me a screenshot of or a picture of it. And I'll say, yeah, keep it or toss it, I'll make that decision. So, but I trust my cousin. He's like a brother to me. What are your channel plans for 2026? Do you plan to do anything different? What kind of topics are you going to explore? I was thinking about that the other day. I was actually thinking about maybe starting a second channel, and I was going to ask you guys on chat, what type of what type of channel or what niche, if I were to start a second channel, what would interest you guys? My plans for this channel. So I just started a website. I just got that started. It's in the basics right now. It's just got, I just did some basic one-page stuff on it. So I need to really dig in and start making a really nice website. But I've got a website now. I'll put a store on there. So anything that I use in my travels, I'll put that on my website. So if you guys are looking for items that you need for your travels, you can use that. But yeah, I haven't really, I've got goals. I wanted to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm not going to hit it. I might hit 17,500, so I'm going to be a little short. So I'll try to hit that 20,000 next year at some point. I got one video that's getting close to 1 million views, so that would be cool if I can get 1 million views on one video. That would be kind of neat. Other than that, I haven't really thought much about like goals. I want to really, with my education and my school, I can't really do a lot of traveling, but I want to do some traveling around the country. So I want to go to places I haven't been before, like Phuket, Koh Samui, and places like that. So maybe do some videos in those areas. And just kind of, just keep doing what my experience is living here in Southeast Asia and here in Bangkok and Thailand. Want to hear a knock knock joke? I don't know. Do I? I can't stop you. I can always not read it though. As far as paying bills, rent, etc., do you use Wise app or pay in cash or the Thai bank that you just opened? I used to use Wise. I used to pay everything on Wise, but now I got my bank, so now I just pay through that, and it's super easy, and I can pay everything. So that's really nice having that Thai bank account, because now you're not getting the fees. I get a small fee when I transfer my money from my U.S. bank to my Thai bank. But now I don't get any fees. I don't have to pay. I can use the ATM, and I don't pay fees on those. So all of that's been really positive. What are your travel plans? Like I said, Phuket, Koh Samui, maybe back up to Chiang Mai, maybe up to Chiang Rai. I've never been up that way. Hua Hin again. I've been there a few times. Maybe Pattaya again. I haven't really made any definite plans, but I want to get to some places next year. Most of those Irish bars are franchises. Scruffy Murphy's are everywhere in Europe. Okay. Kitty O'Shea's bars are a big Irish bar franchise too. Okay, cool. What happened to the reaction idea to other expat YouTubers? I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I haven't decided whether I want to go ahead and do that or not. I think Sick Grandpa's kind of cornered the market on on that, reacting to other YouTubers. India just passed new financial rules and regulations allowing all 1 billion Indian citizens to use silver and gold coins, bars, and jewelry as collateral for new loans. Huh, interesting. Let me know if you're coming to Chiang Rai. Oh, is that where you're at? You're up in Chiang Rai? What's it like there? I've never been there, but it looks like I've known some. I've met some Thai that are from there, so it might be a neat place to visit. Is it all like farmland? Is it all like provincial, or are there um, larger cities there? What's it like? What's the lifestyle like up there in Chiang Rai? All right, we're caught up with chat, at least for the time being. Oh, here we go. It is cool if you like nature and mountains. Okay, cool. I like nature and mountains to an extent. I'm not a big hiker. I wouldn't like be hiking up in the mountains or anything like that, but they're fun to look at. I do like that. My concern about bank accounts in Thailand is that I heard the Thai government closed 800,000 foreign bank accounts. Many had a hard time getting their money back. All right, so here's what actually happened. They closed these accounts because they were red flagged as being like mule accounts. They were opened up under the wrong visa. So when they rolled out this DTV, this destination Thai visa, it's a tourist visa, but people misunderstood that and they thought it was more of a permanent type visa. So they were opening up bank accounts and the banks were letting them, and everything was cool. Everybody thought everything was good. Then the government looked into it and said, no, they can't have these bank accounts on a tourist visa. So the banks started shutting them all down, freezing them. Now, they didn't take their money. You had to go into the bank where you opened the account and you had to get your money out then. Some of the accounts that were opened up by agents that deposited the 800,000, as a retirement requirement, and the agent put that money in. So some of them looked at that and said, no, that you can't do that. So they froze those accounts. I had a friend who's got a long-term visa, long-term retirement visa, an LTR, and he got his bank account frozen at Bangkok Bank, and he had a legit visa, but he used an agent to open it, and so that kind of caused a little red flag. So he was able to go in, get his money out, and then what he did, he's opened up an account with Casacorn Bank, and he's had no problems with it. So a lot of it depends on which bank you use. But for the most part, most of those accounts were opened illegally because they didn't have the right visa. So it was a lot of noise around, YouTubers talking about this stuff, and it was more fear mongering than anything. But yeah, and right now my bank's fine. Obviously I've only been it's only been open for a month or so. So I'll keep you posted if anything bad happens, but I don't foresee anything bad happening. Hey, good morning, Dave in Florida. Thanks for coming on board this morning. He's in Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, that's what I heard. He hasn't posted anything lately, or at least I haven't gotten any notifications. So does the Thailand government tax those people who stay more than 6 months? They can. I mean, that's kind of what it is. My income's all pension and Social Security, so I don't get taxed. So I'm safe there. But yeah, that's the whole point. If you stay more than 180 days in a calendar year, you could theoretically be open for taxation. After I get settled, I would like to visit Wat Rong Kun, the White Temple in Chiang Rai. Cool. That would be kind of neat. There's so many cool temples around. You mentioned a vibrant pickleball community in Hua Hin, which I didn't know. So I'm wondering how you would rate it as a retirement area. Hua Hin is a great retirement area. In fact, that's basically what it is. It's an older community. So you've got a lot of older expats, a lot of older Farang that live there. And it's quiet. It's not that vibrant, energetic area like Pattaya. It is a beach community, but it's not nearly as live and crazy as Pattaya is. So if you like that, if you like a more quiet, serene, setting, Hua Hin might be perfect. It's got quite a few golf courses. So if you like golf, I've heard the pickleball community is good from a friend of mine who's into that. But yeah, I think Hua Hin's a nice. You'd probably need some sort of transportation, a bike or a car, to get around Hua Hin. It's not real walkable. So I would get if I lived there, I would definitely get a bike or a car to get around in. Greetings from Soy 39. My favorite coffee shop is right there. 39 Craft Coffee. I loved getting the food outside and going in and getting me a hot black coffee and enjoying my Penmak spicy food. So glad you can come on, Michael. You still have me laughing from when you called Dumaguete a dumpster fire. I'm glad someone spoke up and called it for what it really is. Yeah, I don't understand why people like Dumaguete so much. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. I don't see it at all. My agent assisted me with the deposit a year ago, and now it's time to renew. They told me it's best to exit the country and apply from outside and re-enter on a new visa and fund my own account. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I'm hoping that when it's time for me to get my retirement visa, I can use, and this is what the banker told me when I opened up my account. He said they would print out a certificate of deposits showing that I've deposited 65,000 baht each month for 12 months or more. So hopefully that will suffice rather than having to put in the 800,000 all at once. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when the time comes. I'll let you guys know. As a DJ, how did you fare during a karaoke session in the Philippines? Well, sometimes, depending on how much courage I drank, sometimes I would do the karaoke. I would sing. I fancy myself as a decent singer. Not a great singer, but at least I can carry a tune. All Filipinos sing. Some of them don't do it well, but they all sing. So you just have to take that with a grain of salt. And 3 a.m, they're still singing, and they've got the volume cranked up to 11, as they say in the movies. But yes, I have imbibed on the karaoke from time to time. I had a friend that bought a karaoke machine for his condo, so he'd invite girls up to sing karaoke with him. That was his lure. He would get them in. Let's go do karaoke. Oh, okay. And all Filipino girls love to sing karaoke, so that was his way of getting girls to his condo. Sneaky little shit, isn't he? What else going on, guys? Let's see how long we've been on. Just over an hour. Voice is still hanging on. I'll probably go just until the top of the hour, till 11 a.m. here, and then we'll call it a good day. Only just found your channel yesterday. Have you been to Craft on Soy 23? I don't think so. which is the place called Craft. I've been to Brew Brit Craft Beer on Sukhumvit 22. I like that place. You can get a pitcher. It's a small pitcher, but you can get a pitcher of Sing beer, and it's relatively inexpensive. Or I think they have Budweiser. I think you can actually get Budweiser beer there too, which is interesting. Great bunch of expats there. Cool. As a DJ, would you say are some of the top songs? What would you say are some of the top songs to sing during a Filipino karaoke session? Oh, let me see. I guess my go-to ones would be stuff that people can sing along to, like Sweet Caroline, Take Me Home Country Roads, Zombie by the Cranberries. Those are the ones that every Filipino knows. Every Thai knows the words to those songs. Dancing Queen by ABBA, those, the ones that everybody knows. So they all sing along. So they can't tell how bad a singer you are because they're all singing too. Let's see. It's called a craft beer bar on Soy 23, about halfway up. Okay. I should check that out. Probably I will. On 23, I'm trying to think. Is it past Soy Cowboy on 23? Is it past Scruffy Murphy's? Which side of 23 is it on? As you're walking away from Sukhumvit, is it on the left or the right side? There's a really good pizza place. You can go in. It's right before you get to Soy Cowboy on 23. It's called what's it called? I just got pizza. I got a slice of pizza there last night. But anyway, it's pretty good pizza too. And I got it last night on the way home, and I didn't eat it. I put it in the fridge, so I heated it up and had it for breakfast this morning. But it was pretty good. I'm thinking of dipping my toes in the U.S. bond markets next year, and yields are pretty good. Okay, I know nothing about that, so don't ask me anything. I see you bought yourself an air purifier. How's it working for you? Yeah, it's been great. I mean, you don't really notice. I think it's a subtle change, but I think as the weather, the air gets worse and worse when we get into burning season, that will really come in handy. So yeah, that was my first major purchase. Well, not major, but first purchase here in my condo. I was in the Philippines in 95, and Zombie was always on the radio. Yeah. Can you hear the siren? That's the only time I hear noise in my condo is when a emergency vehicle goes by. They are so loud, but you can hear that. And then as soon as it gets by the building, then you don't hear it anymore. So it's crazy. Yeah, Zombie played all the time, and Take Me Home Country Roads, Sweet Caroline. Those are the go-to songs that everybody plays and sings here in Thailand. Same side as Scruffy, owned by the same people, about 200 meters up from it, away from Cowboy. Okay, so is it at that? I think I know where you're talking about. It's that corner area where you've got that outdoor restaurant, and then you've got the is it a cigar bar or something like that, or a wine bar or something like that? But it's kind of a neat area there. But it's all outdoor dining. Is that the one you're talking about? Right there on the corner. Filipinos are stuck in the 70s. ABBA, Bee Gees, Hall & Oates, other soft rock or disco. Yep, exactly. Yeah. When you step off the plane in the Philippines, it's like you're stepping into a time machine back into the 70s and 80s. It's kind of cool, actually. I like that. Sunday, they have an acoustic set at 6 p.m. It is an outside beer garden inside the Whiskey Cigar Bar. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking about. Yeah. They have good food there, too. And last time I was there, the waitress was really cute, and she was fun to talk to. So I don't know. That was a couple of years ago, so I don't know if she's still there or not. The next time a viewer asks you how they can get a job in Bangkok, tell them to start a Jollibee franchise for everyone who leaves the Philippines for Bangkok. Surprise BKK, Bangkok does not have one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where I saw a video, I think it was Greeny Travels. He was in Phnom Penh, and they had, I think I mentioned this last week actually, they had a Carl's Jr. there in Phnom Penh. It's like, holy crap! I've never seen a Carl's Jr. or a Hardee's anywhere in Southeast Asia until I saw that video. It's like, well, that would be one reason I would go to Phnom Penh, is just to go to that Hardee's or that Carl's Jr. Yeah, on the corner. I know where you're at. I know exactly where that is. Yeah. I actually stayed, one of the first times I was in Bangkok, I stayed at Airbnb, a condo right around the corner from there. And it was a really nice condo and super convenient. I could walk to Sukhumvit. It was only like 5 blocks. So yeah, it was really nice. Yep, that is the place. Awesome. The Cranberries, saw them in Dublin in '93 before they became big. Awesome. That's awesome. Love the Cranberries. According to AI. What did I miss? I don't know. According to AI. How long have you been doing the travel vlogger thing? Little over 2 years. I got monetized in September. I think it was September of 2023. Is that right? Yeah, 2023. So yeah, after I retired, I got bored staying in the Philippines, so I decided to start a YouTube channel. So I started that in 2020, like May or June of 2023. My first video I did was in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City. It was interesting, to say the least. But yeah, I enjoy it. I have fun. Thailand's tax laws changed in 2024, making foreign income like pensions taxable if you're a resident staying over 180 days and you remit that money into Thailand the same year. No, that's not true. Pensions, pensions and Social Security are not taxable. I looked into that. Up to 30% tax rate. I don't think that's right. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. But the only income I have that is taxable is my YouTube income, and that's so small. I don't really. I mean, I put it in when I do my taxes every year. I put it in, and then it's like, oh, you just still don't owe any money, so I'm good. Let's see. When are you going to interview your new Thai language teacher for your channel? I need to ask her. Maybe I'll ask her this week, and maybe set something up for, if she's willing, set something up for when we come back from break in January. Yeah, that could be fun. She's great. She's got a boyfriend. She's got a American boyfriend. I saw them the other day at the mall, at Fortune Town Mall. I was walking before class, and they were walking hand in hand. And so I asked her about it, and so she's got this boyfriend. They've been dating for a month, so good for them. He's a young guy, so good on him. I've seen a few videos lately that say Thailand is the safest country to visit in Southeast Asia. Yeah, I've seen that too. I mean, I don't have an issue with Bangkok or Thailand. I'm sure there's places where you probably would want to avoid, just like any country. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be near the Cambodian border. That wouldn't be good. But, for the most part, I mean, I feel absolutely safe no matter what time of day or night I'm out walking. So I don't have any issues. It isn't necessarily true. I've lived and worked here for 12 years, and I am still a tax resident of Australia. Most first world countries have taxation agreements with Thailand. Yeah, they've got that reciprocal. So if you can't be double taxed, in other words. But I've also heard that if you do have taxable income, say you work, and your company or your taxes are less than Thailand's. Say, for instance, you get taxed 10% and Thailand is taxing 15%. They can tax you that difference. I don't know if I explained that very well or not, but I've heard that too. But everything you hear, everything is what you hear, and with Thailand and a lot of countries in Southeast Asia, you don't know exactly what the deal is because you hear so many different stories. So, according to AI, consider consulting an attorney. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I feel safe too. Shout out to HNK. HNK. What's HNK? You guys got to let me in on that. I'm a dummy when it comes to some things. So, yeah, JJ, really best to seek professional advice on these things as it isn't one size fits all. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm no expert, obviously. And you can watch, 100 different YouTubers and they say 100 different things. So you just never know. So I don't give tax advice. I don't give any legal advice. I don't give investment advice. I just tell you guys what my experience is. And, I always say, just, you got to get here and figure it out for yourself. Don't listen to YouTubers like me or anybody else. I mean, it's good to have some sort of a base to go off of, by watching these YouTube channels and stuff. But once you get here, things might be a little different for you. So, all right. What else is on your guys' mind today? I'm about through my second cup of coffee. My nose is hanging in there. My allergies are hanging in there. I got my bottled water so I can keep my voice, my throat wet if I need to. So I'm meeting that subscriber today. There've been a lot of people coming in. I've met a lot of new subscribers since in the last probably three months or so. So it's been kind of fun to meet these people, these new subscribers or these subscribers that get into Bangkok. It's been a thrill. I really enjoy meeting people. Taxation changes so much, but there are ways to get around it. Yeah, I'm sure there are. You may have covered this previously. What is the worst thing about living here? Living in Bangkok, probably the pollution, probably the air pollution. But even that's manageable. That's not really a bad thing. If if it gets bad, I just stay indoors, but it hasn't, last January, it was really, really bad. There was about a week there where the air quality was really, really bad. But generally speaking, I don't have an issue with it, but I would say that's probably the worst part about living in Bangkok. There may be other things. I'd have to think about it a minute. Are you managing without Gio? Yeah, I'm managing fine without Gio. He left for Kenya today. Another day, another dollar pretty much sums it up. Yeah, exactly. About $1. That's about it. Yeah. Or a baht. What is the primary language there? Thai. Thai is the primary language. Everybody's, all the locals speak Thai, obviously. Some speak some English. Some speak English pretty well, some not so well. But here in the touristy areas of Bangkok, you can get by speaking English. They understand you, and you can understand them pretty well. Humidity is really tough, much worse than Bali. Yeah, it gets very humid here. It's like 75% humidity. What's the weather going to be like today? I'll check it out for you guys. See what the air quality is like. So right now it is 78, partly cloudy, and no, I'm sorry, 84 degrees. So it's pretty warm now. It will get up to 90 today is the expected high. No rain in the forecast. It was supposed to rain Friday, but it never did. It was cloudy, but it never rained. Let's see. Visibility is 6 miles, so a little lower. Humidity 63%, not bad. Light wind coming out of the east northeast. Sound like a weatherman. Air quality is moderate. It's 85. So anywhere between 50 and 100 is considered moderate. Anything above 100 is unhealthy. Let's see what the no pollen issues. The PM 2.5 is good. So we're in good shape there. Everything, all the pollutants are good. So yeah, it's pretty good. We're in pretty good shape today. So it'll be a good day to get out. It'll be warm, 90 degrees, probably feel more like 95, but not bad. Weather quality, air quality will be good. Thailand, you need to run the aircon pretty much 24/7. I do, but you know what? I think I've gotten used to the heat because I'll sit in here and I'll have my air conditioning set at 27, and I'll get cold, so I'll shut it off, and I'll leave it off for about an hour, and then I'll get a little warm, so I'll turn it back on. I like to run my one in the bedroom at night when I'm sleeping. I like it nice and cool in there, so I usually set that at about 24. But out here is 27, and and so I generally don't have it running too much. And then like during the day, I'm gone. I'm at school or out and about, so I don't run it during the day. I have yet to get my first utility bill here. I thought I would get it this past week, but I haven't got it yet. So I'm interested to see what my utility bill is going to be when I get here, my first one at this new place. And then if I'm in bars or restaurants, I'll freeze, or I'm on the train. Oh my God, they keep that AC really cold on the trains, and I'm literally shivering. It's so cold. Let's see. I love it here. Perhaps the worst is traffic. When the pollution gets tough, I head down to either Hua Hin or Jomtien. Also, April heat is generally brutal. Yeah, right. Yeah, it can get hot. You just have to. Last year I'll be taking 2-3 showers a day, changing clothes twice a day. You just you're walking 10 minutes from the BTS to your condo, and you're just soaked in sweat. That's how bad it could get. So I will travel after retirement, investing heavily to speed that up. Good for you, Emmanuel. If you get out this way, let me know. How do you like to get your local Thai news? I read the Bangkok Post a lot. Because that's all in English, so I can read that online. That's generally speaking, that's where I get most of my news from there. 27, that is hot. 21 for me. Yeah, I would freeze. 21 is way too cold for me. 24 is about. Generally, I'll kick this one out here at 24. If I've been outside and I'm sweating hot when I get in, I'll kick it to 24 until I cool off a little bit. Then I'll crank it back up to 27 and let it. The nice thing about this one is it's automatic. So when the room temperature gets to what it's set at, it'll shut off, and it'll kick on when it starts getting warm again. So I kind of like that. So it's not constantly running. Like you can probably hear it just kicked on. My air conditioning units are right outside of my balcony, right out here. So you probably just heard it kick on. I'm glad you like to visit with your viewers. I should be there in February and might look you up. Absolutely. Do it, John. You guys probably have my, there's my email address scrolling underneath there. That's the best way to get a hold of me, and I'll answer all my emails. I generally check my emails first thing in the morning and then in the afternoon when I get out of school or whatever. So I try to keep up on comments on videos, and I try to answer all of them. If I miss one, it's not on purpose, it's by mistake, or you're a troll and I just ignore you. But I try to answer all my emails too. We got a bit of rain up in Chiang Rai the other day, and we are still in the teens in the morning. Teens, wow, that is cool. I've been on vacation in Puerto Rico. Mosquitoes are tough to deal with. That's the funny thing. I don't have any issues with mosquitoes here in Bangkok. I've never been bit up. I think that maybe they spray or something along, in the mornings or something. I've never had an issue in Thailand with mosquitoes. Now, Da Nang, Vietnam, I used to get bit up a lot there. The Philippines, you get bit up a lot by mosquitoes. And I'm used to those big mosquitoes in the Midwest growing up in Nebraska. They have huge mosquitoes. Here in Southeast Asia, they're tiny little things. So you don't really see them until it's too late. What about Palawan? Would you consider living El Nido? No, it's just too remote. It's so out of the way. There's no conveniences there. The medical, you'd have to travel quite a ways to get, if you need to go to a hospital or something. It's just so remote. El Nido especially, it's way down at the end of that island. Great place to visit, beautiful beach, beautiful ocean, but I would never live there. I just couldn't. I need the Western amenities like Bangkok or, in the Philippines, BGC. You can walk and find everything you need. For those thinking of moving here, though, I would urge you to come here for 12 to 18 months first before you sell up in your home country. Thailand isn't for everyone, no matter the allure. Yeah, absolutely right. That's what I always say: touch grass, get boots on the ground, however you want to say it. Spend some time here, spend some time in different places like Bangkok, or, if you're thinking about Thailand, spend time in other cities or areas in Thailand, other countries in Southeast Asia. 12 to 18 months would be good if you can. I mean, not a lot of people are able to spend that much time overseas. So you might have to make a couple of trips. But spend as much time as you can to make sure it's right for you. And, make sure you're in the right area too. I'm probably going to spend Valentine's in Bangkok. Oh, awesome. Great. Well, definitely I'll be here. So look me up. Thailand has much better infrastructure than the Philippines. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's not even close. That's one of the things I really like about Bangkok is that it's so easy to get around. It makes the city, such a large city, seem so much smaller because of the ease of transportation. I really like that. Mother Hen says, will you show me Soy Cowboy and be my wingman? Yes, I will show you Soy Cowboy. I show all my friends when they first come here and they've never been here. I take them on the full tour, Nana Plaza, Soy Cowboy, Soy 7, Soy 11, all the places where you can find that adult fun. Therme Cafe, yes, I will do that. Definitely. Just let me know when you're here. We can set it up, because to be honest with you, I had that happen to me when the first time I was in Bangkok. I met this Australian guy. Aussie Bob, great guy. We're still friends to this day, and he's like 70 some years old. And I met down on the Sukhumvit 4. I think we're at Fitzgerald's or somewhere, just sitting outside, and I was sitting by him. We struck up a conversation, and he was telling me how long, he's lived in Bangkok for 20 some years, and he knows everything there is to know about Bangkok. And he's telling me all these stories about the women he's had and about the bars. And so he goes, you want to check it out? I go, yeah, yeah. So we went all up and down Nana, checked out Nana Plaza, checked out Soy 4, went to Soy Cowboy. He went overboard. He showed me, I mean, this guy was crazy. He's a great guy, though. I love him. So now it's like I pay it forward. Now when I got new guys coming in, I got to do the same thing. I got to pay it forward. So let's see. I was told to be very careful in Palawan, especially in the remote areas in the south. Yeah, probably. I mean, the Philippines, they'll scam you. They'll rip you off any chance they get. It's the nature of the beast. It's the country that's super poor, and they have been poor forever, and they'll stay poor forever. And so they got to do something, and so they turn to criminal acts and scamming, the foreigners any way they can, whether it's just a skin tax or what, or more serious. Philly has 7,000 islands, which makes it a challenge to get from A to B. Need a boat most of the time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, to get to where you want to go, to those beautiful beaches, you got to take a plane, but the plane doesn't go directly into where you want to go. So from the plane, you got to get on a bus to a port, and then you got to take a ferry over to the island you want to be at. And then from the ferry, you got to take a bike or another bus to where you want to go. I mean, it's just really hard to get around in the Philippines. It really is. I'll send you an email closer to the day. Okay, awesome. Perfect. Speaking of infrastructure, how do you compare Bangkok with Da Nang or Ho Chi Minh City for infrastructure? Bangkok beats both. Now, Da Nang's smaller, so it's easier to get around and super easy to get a grab. So you don't have the traffic that you have here in Bangkok. So you really can't compare Da Nang with Bangkok or Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh City is a big city like Bangkok. They're similar in size, but Bangkok's got the train systems. It's got the Sky Rail, it's got the subway, and it's really easy to get around the city with that. And Ho Chi Minh City doesn't have that. They just opened up their first rail this past year. But they've only got one rail that runs through the city. So they don't have all the different ones like Bangkok has. So they're not to that level of infrastructure yet. So Bangkok would be number one of those, but Da Nang's easy to get around. Check out Pratanak if you get a chance, about 5 clicks from Jomtien. Okay, cool. Is that farther south, I would assume, south of Jomtien? I'll take you up on that. We'll do, JJ. Awesome. Okay. I'll give you the full tour. Some Korean got shot in Angela City after walking out of a massage shop. That's crazy. But it might have been another Korean. It might have been a Korean on Korean crime, because I saw a video about a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago. I was still living in BGC. It was a Chinese hot pot restaurant, right? And they had the CCTV video up in the corner. It was a private room, and there were some Chinese guys sitting around. There's a lady, I think a Filipino lady, sitting with this young guy. And this guy was sitting across the table, and he gets up, pulls out a gun, and puts like 6 slugs into this younger guy across the table from him. The guy was like, he just went like that, just slumped down. He was done. I mean, he bled out almost instantly. And this other guy walks in this room, and the guy that did the shooting hands him the gun. The guy leaves the room, but it was all Chinese stuff. It was like Chinese mafia stuff. But it happened in the Philippines, happened in Makati, and people were like, "Holy crap!" So it's crazy stuff happens in the Philippines. You would not believe some of the stuff I've seen. I've seen family on family crime. Um, yeah, it's nuts. You can get nuts there. The Philippines is one of the only Christian countries in Asia, and they are professional scammers. Imagine that. Yeah, Gio and I were talking about this the other day. It's like, yeah, they're a Catholic country, but they're not practicing. I mean, the older Filipinos, they are adamant about their church, and they go to church and they'll spend all day in church. But when you get into the younger, I mean, they claim to be Catholic, but they're not really practicing the Catholic, what Catholics should do or what Christians should do. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird dichotomy, I guess. Kidnapping is what I was warned about, especially at the shoreline bungalows. Yeah, I've heard about kidnapping too. Bangkok is fantastic if you're going places located near the BTS or MRT. Equally, if you are comfortable getting on a Grab bike, life is fine. Though invest in a helmet. You work too long to fall. Yeah, absolutely. I've been on those bikes. It's fun. If you want to get from point A to point B as fast as you can in Bangkok, get on the back of one of those bikes and you'll get there really fast. Now, you may see your life pass before you several times, but yeah, it's interesting. Koreans have completely taken over Angeles City, according to my sources. Yeah, that's what I heard. They own most of the bars now, from what I understand. A lot of those bars, they don't let anybody but Koreans in. But I don't really care much for Angeles City. I don't think I think it's a dirty city. It's right there with Dumaguete and in dumpster fire category. Doesn't matter what religion, there are good and bad people on this earth. Absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But if you claim to be religious and then you do everything opposite of what your religious beliefs are, then you're probably not as religious as you would want people to think you are. There are bad apples everywhere. Absolutely. Yeah. Just have to, here's what I always say, just be aware of your surroundings. Don't put yourself in a position where you could have your life in danger or your wealth in danger. It's like, I'm not out and about at bar areas at 2 a.m. or anything like that. So yeah, you just be aware of your surroundings and you should be fine. The internet is fantastic as you're getting 200 down and 250 up. Yeah, my internet I'm getting 500. I don't know which one is which. I think I'm getting 1,000 up and 500 down, or vice versa. Yeah, it's super fantastic, and I pay $599 baht a month for that. So that's like what, $18-19 a month. So yeah, super cheap, super fast, super reliable. I've never had an issue with my Wi-Fi here since I moved in. Of course, it's only been a month and a half, but still haven't had any issues with it. Whereas in the Philippines, you're always getting brownouts. You're always having issues. That's one of the endearing things about the Philippines you got to deal with. I was out at 4 a.m., never had a problem in Jomtien. Yeah. I don't, that's way past my bedtime. I get tired around 10:30 at night. I'm ready for bed at that time. But I'm old. What can I say? I used to be a partier. When I first moved to the Philippines and I had a job as getting American dollars. Whew, man, I was making so much money I couldn't spend it. And I would go out, 2 or 3 nights a week, definitely on the weekends, Fridays and Saturdays, go to the clubs in Makati, go to the, Dr. Wine, go on dates, have great times. One of these days, I'll tell you about my dating experience in the Philippines, the first year and a half I was there. Um, I could probably write a book. I should do a video because I had a unicorn. I had a unicorn in the Philippines. And if you guys don't know what a unicorn is, look it up. Google it. Unicorn um, is a slang term for, here, let me give you the exact definition of what a unicorn is. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Okay, unicorn meeting and dating. In dating, a unicorn is a term for a desirable third person, often bisexual woman, sought by an existing couple to join their relationship. So there you go. So my girlfriend was kind of a unicorn. One of not my last girlfriend I had, but one of the first ones I had when I lived in the Philippines. So I could tell you some stories about that, but I won't today. We won't get into that today. Let's see, where are we at here? I went through a phase when I went out 4 nights a week. Now once a week is my limit. Cannot do the late nights anymore. Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't do it either. Hang on, guys. I got to sneeze again. Hard to sleep at 10 p.m. Too many pool tables to visit. You sound like a guy I know here. He loves pool. He's I mean, he probably, I'm sure he plays pool every day, probably hours every day. He goes to his favorite place is Hustlers down here on Sukhumvit, um, and they've got the tournament size pool tables, the full size, not the kind you see at the bars. Hang on just a second, guys. I got to blow my nose. Allergies are rough today. Okay, that's better. Thailand. But yeah, he plays there all the time, and they've got really nice sticks. And but he's hardcore. He knows all the professional players and all that, and all their names and what their records are and all that stuff. So he's a big time pool player. I seen another YouTuber where he walks around Bangkok and brings and feeds local stray cats because they take care of the snake population. Is there a lot of snakes? I heard the heavy rains push them in open. Okay. So the old condo I lived um, in Samut Prakan, which is on the south end of Bangkok, I saw one snake one time. I was coming home and it was late at night, and I'm walk through the gate, and then I'm walking around. I never walk through the lobby. I walk around the outside where the parking garages are and the charging stations, and I get into the second building, which is where my condo was. But when I walked around the corner, I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. I looked down, and there's a snake about yay long on the sidewalk right by the building, outside the building. So I took a video of it. I kind of nudged it with my shoe so I can get it to move, and I took a video of it. But I was going to post it as a short, but I ended up not doing it. Um, but that was during the rainy season, so yeah, I can imagine. But that's the only time I ever saw a snake. I've never seen snakes in this area of Bangkok. It was great being young in Bangkok, as I could go out pretty much every night for years. You know what? I kind of wish I had discovered Southeast Asia when I was younger. It's like, man, but then you think about, man, the trouble I could have gotten into if I was, 30 years younger coming out to the Philippines or Bangkok or Thailand. I may not be alive today, so maybe it's a good thing. We have killer pool on Tuesday nights. Awesome. I can play pool okay. I'm an okay player. The problem is I'm always playing at bars and I'm always drinking. So the more I drink, the worse I get. So I start off pretty good, and by the end of the night, I can't see the holes. Actually, there's a pool competition every night in Jomtien. Oh, nice. Is it the humidity there that affects your allergies? I think it's the pollutants in the air. I'm not sure what it is, but some days are worse than others. Usually it's okay. I take Zyrtec every day, and it usually keeps it under control. But there are just some days where, if I have mold allergies. So if I like eat pizza and have a beer, that compounds the problems. So that might have something to do. So I had pizza this morning for breakfast, and I had a couple beers last night. So that probably didn't help the mold, because it's all yeast, and that's part of the mold allergies that I deal with. So yeah, it kind of depends. And then when the air quality isn't good, and I get all stuffed up. 30 years in Bangkok, and I never saw a snake, but we have plenty up here in Chiang Rai. Okay, wow. Yeah, I'll be okay not seeing snakes. Yes, there are. Rarely will you see them. I have seen one Malaysian pit viper and one cobra, but both were in the parks. Rats equal snakes, and Bangkok has many rats. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully I'll never have to worry about it. The frogs in the Philippines freak me out. They come out in force when it's raining. Really? I don't know if I've seen a lot of frogs. Are you far more likely to harm yourself here by the drinks, women, or sun, or roads? Oh, if I had to rank those four, if I imbibed in all four of those, probably the roads would be the most dangerous, especially if you're on a bike. I've read that Thailand has the most deaths by bike accidents in the world, but those aren't necessarily in the city. I think those are more on the countryside, I would think. So roads would be number one. Women would be probably number two, close number two, as far as harming yourself. Then the drinks, and then the sun, probably. I don't know. I'm just kind of having fun. You guys can comment and chat. How would you rank those four? Chiang Mai scares me now. Why is that? Because of the pollution, the smoke? Why does Chiang Mai scare you? Snakes? No, I mean, rather than worry about snakes, you're far more likely to harm yourself by those things. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The roads would be number one. Yeah. You're more likely to die in a bike accident than you are by being bitten by a snake, I would think. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're coming up on the top of the hour. I still got 45 people on, so we'll stay on a little longer. As long as my allergies hold out, keep them at bay, and as long as some people are on asking questions, I'll stay on. It's been a fun live stream, guys. The one I did last week when I played the Christmas music, I thought I was going to get. I thought it would demonetize the video, meaning I wouldn't get any pay for it. I thought, that's okay. I don't make a lot of money on the live streams anyway. But they blocked my video, my live stream video, to like almost every country. So I'm looking at the list. It's like block. So everybody blocked it. It's like, man. So I just deleted it. It's like, what's the point of having it if everybody's gets blocked and you can't watch the video anyway? So more people have problems with women than sun or roads. Yeah, you're probably right. In 2015, I was in Bacoor, south of Manila Bay, and there were literally hundreds of frogs on the street, albeit it was close to a swampy area. Wow, that's crazy. I suppose you get in the outside of the cities, in the more provincey areas, you probably run into a lot of those frogs and stuff. My first girlfriend, my first Filipino girlfriend, she lived in the provinces in Leyte, and she would have like this little grass lawn, but she would sit out there for hours and just pick all the grass out. So all she had left was dirt. I go, why do you do that? She goes, I don't want the grass to get so tall that I can't see the snakes when they're there. I want to be able to see the snakes. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Roads are bad, especially during Songkran. I was in Pattaya, saw a guy on a bike have a bucket of water hurled at him. He lost control and went into a truck. Utterly insane. Yeah, that's nuts. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I have yet to be here in Bangkok during Songkran. And if you don't know what Songkran is, it's a water festival, but it's really gotten to a point where it used to be, it's like, oh, they have little squirt guns, they squirt you with water. And then it got to the extreme. Now it's like, especially when you're in these touristy areas like Khao San Road, anywhere in Pattaya, Pat Pong, Nana, any of those places, it gets out of hand. Like Michael said, they're hurling buckets of water. They'll have these big tubs of water with ice in it, so the water's like super cold, and then they'll fill up these giant guns and squirt you with this ice cold water. I mean, it really gets kind of out of control. So I don't know if I'm going to go out and about during Songkran this year or not, or next year. I think I might just stay in an area where it's a little more peaceful. I haven't decided yet. I may venture out into the wild areas. The frog and insect noises at night can be incredible after a rain in the rice fields. Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, I bet that's kind of cool. I like growing up in the Midwest, you'd hear the crickets or you'd hear the locusts, and that's kind of I like that sound at night. Songkran is great for a day. Dirty water in your mouth and eyes. Gastro almost certainly follows. Yeah, probably. Yeah, gotta keep your mouth closed. Wear a mask or something. I asked this question at last stream, but I seen expats are getting Sakyant tattoos done. Have you seen or heard of this before? They're supposed to hold powerful messages. I think you mentioned it last. Yeah, I think you did mention it last stream, but I'm not familiar with what that is. So if anybody can enlighten me, but I have not heard or seen anything like that. In Poland, they call it Wet Monday, Easter Monday. Okay, Wet Monday. Who are you? What does this convey? Who are you? What does this convey? Not sure what you mean, Susan. But you're a Beatle fan, so I got to like you. You should experience Songkran in Pattaya once. So he's 6. 5,000 wet T-shirts. I'll bet. Hey, Tom, is the war with Cambodia affecting anything in Thailand? Just along the border. That's the only places that are being affected. It doesn't really affect anything, in Bangkok or any of the tourist areas. The effect is that people that are Cambodian that lived here and is working here, they left pretty much. Most of them have all went back to Cambodia this year. You seem like a hoot. I am a hoot. Yes, I love the Beatles. Yeah, they're my favorite group. The first first album I ever bought was the Beatles' Yesterday and Today. And the first record I ever owned was a 45 of She Loves You. So that ages me. She Loves You, and the B-side was I'll Get You. And I always liked I'll Get You better. I always liked the B-side better for some reason. According to the vlogger Asian Adventures with Jim, he is now trapped in Cambodia. That guy, I don't know about him. Him and Sick Grandpa should have a cage match. Those two guys hate each other. JJ, God bless you. I just turned 63 years old. You are amazing. Oh, thank you, Susan. And happy belated birthday. I am 67, so I got you beat by a few years. Have you ever been to Mardi Gras, New Orleans? It's on my bucket list. I've never been to Mardi Gras. I had a chance to go. When was it? When I was living in Indiana, and I had a friend that she would go every year with her daughters. They would go down to New Orleans, and I was going to go one year, and I think that was when COVID hit, and so I ended up not going. But yeah, that would be kind of a neat experience to go to New Orleans during Mardi Gras. That would be kind of fun. I would do that if I ever got back to the States, but it's been 2 years since I've been back. So I need to get back next year at some point. I need to get my car sold and get rid of all my stuff in storage, so I have all that taken care of. Wow, 67 years, young indeed. You don't look a day over 4. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Do I have my filters on? Is that what it is? And Sick Grandpa's organizing and planning to lead a rescue mission for Jim. Yeah, right. I doubt that. Kiki, Bourbon Street during Mardi Gras is an Amish picnic compared to Soy 6 and Patia during Songkran. Wow, that's crazy. I may have to go down to Patia for Songkran this year. That guy, Asian Adventures with Jim, is definitely on roids. Yeah, he's. But this is what kills me about some YouTubers. They like the majority of my subscribers, like the large majority are men, right? Like 95% men watch my videos. Just like him, this guy. But he's always showing off his bod. It's like, dude, you don't have any female viewers or subscribers. Why are you showing your bod off to a bunch of guys that are your age? It's like, what's up with that? I always wonder that. It's like, that would be like me doing my live streams without a shirt on. It's like, no. Be careful in the snow. My granddaughter was on a motorcycle today outside and fell off. I almost cried. Oh, yeah. I don't have snow here. I'm in Bangkok, Susan. I don't know if you know. It looks like you're new to my channel. Yeah, I'm in Bangkok. It's 85 degrees here. But my cousin in Nebraska, we were talking the other day, and he said it was 5 below and snow there. So I'm definitely not missing Nebraska weather this time of year. Jim is definitely one good storyteller. I don't watch his videos. I know who he is, but that's about it. So let's see. We still got 42 on. That's good. I think this is a record for me. I usually don't get much more than 30 or so on at one time. I think we're at, I think we had 45 or 46 on at one time. So, okay. What brought you to Bangkok? All right. So let me give you the short version. Back in 2021, I was living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, looking for work, and I got offered a job and to work for this online university, and they were looking to expand to the Asian market. And I've always wanted to move to Asia, so they offered me the job, and I took it. And so the beginning of 2022, I moved to the Philippines, and I worked for about a year with this company. And then when my job ended, I just decided, instead of moving back to the US and continuing work, I just retired early. And so I lived in the Philippines for 3 years. And then last year, uh, back in October of 2024, I moved to Bangkok. And I've been here for just over a year now, year and 2 months. And I absolutely love it. So there's your abridged version of why I moved to Bangkok. I've been to New Orleans twice to watch the Saints. Both times they lost. Maybe third time will be a charm. Maybe you're just bad luck. Oh wow, sounds like Gilligan's Island to me. You're just a hoot. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have fun. I'm enjoying life. I've never been more happy, never been more stress free. The best decision I ever made was retire early and then move here to Bangkok. It's been a great experience. I love everything about it. Reminds me of the Buzzcocks. Okay. So let's see, where are we at here, guys? Just over 2 hours. I'll go a few more minutes and then I'm going to call it a day. Go rest my allergies and got to rest up. I'm meeting a subscriber at 4 today over at Brew Brit Craft Beer on Sukhumvit 22. So if you're in town, if you're in Bangkok, we're meeting at 4 o'clock. We'll be outside. Come on in. Come on by. Say hi. You're more than welcome. Hydration. That's the key. Stay hydrated. This is my Singha beer or Sing beer. Or not beer, it's water, but they do beer too. Let's see where are we at here. Get caught up. I feel sorry for the Cambodians. The center's about boundaries of a map and a natural gas reserve. Yeah, there's been a dispute about the Cambodian-Thai boundary for decades, probably. I'm hopping on a plane right now. Okay, we'll see you when you get here. Cambodia can't afford the conflict nor the munition costs. Yeah, they just don't have the army that Thailand's got. So, yeah, it's going to be rough for them. Hey, Mikey, thanks for the $5 super sticker. I appreciate that. You just bought my pitcher of beer today. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I almost forgot. Here, let's do this. Let's do this right. Hang on just a second, guys. There. That's for the Mikey super sticker. Let me see. I think we had one more. Yeah, we had Johnny's super sticker earlier. I forgot to congratulate him for that too. So we'll do that now. There. Now we're all caught up on the super stickers. Oh, we got another one. Oh, Kiki and Jasmine just gifted 10 memberships to my page, my channel. So 10 of you guys, look, you've become a member for a month. It's only 99 cents a month. So when your free membership's up, if you want to continue the membership, it's only 99 cents per month. So, but appreciate that too, Kiki and Jasmine. Looking forward to seeing you here in February. I think that's when you said you were going to be here. So looking forward to that. There's a lot of new people on here today. Yeah, absolutely. It's been great. I started doing this. So now that I have a paid membership or a paid version of StreamYard. So with that, I can do horizontal and vertical. So people are finding me on the vertical feeds, on the short feeds, when they're going through their phone, they're going through all their shorts. My live stream will come up on that. So I think that's helping as far as people finding this channel. So, but I appreciate the super chats and the super stickers, because that'll pay for my StreamYard monthly cost. Oh, John must have got a membership. Awesome. Yeah, thank Kiki for that. Kiki and Jasmine. Nice, Mikey. Okay. All right, guys. We're all caught up with chat. Let me see what time we got. About 10 after 11. I think we'll probably call it for today. I appreciate you all coming on. It's been fun. And my allergies held out pretty good, I would say. So, but I'm here every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Thailand time. That's Saturday night at 9 p.m. in the East Coast. So make sure you check me out. Check out my videos too. I'll post a new video this week. I got to get some, I got some in the can I need to edit and post, but I always post them to my membership page first before anybody else sees it. So being a member, you'll be able to see it first. So I'll probably post one Monday or Tuesday. So you'll get to know that. You'll get that too. So, all right. Until next time, make sure you hit that like button before you take off. That really helps the algorithms, guys. And then until next Sunday, live life, my friend. And sabai, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.